How would you feel if I told you when you saw the sunset on the 5th of October, you wouldn't see it again for 155 days until the 8th of March? That those dark hours are spent in freezing temperatures, that the Arctic island you're on is isolated and hospitable only to a few well-adapted species that stay all year round. Doesn't sound too appealing a place to live, does it? Yet for 2,500 or so people, these conditions are exactly where they choose to live. We've travelled to the island of Svalbard, the world's northernmost permanent settlement, to find out exactly why anyone would choose to live in such harsh Arctic conditions, and to get to know some of the characters that have managed not to just survive, but to thrive here.
The bear's over there.
On the other side. So we've arrived in this incredible town called Longyearbyen. I think that's how you say it.
Longyearbyen.
Longyearbyen. It is a really unlikely place to come. The first explorers were doing hunting and explorations, and because there was no reason to have this land, it was seen as international land. So all the different nationalities were able to come here. There was no laws, but as soon as they realised the incredible amount of coal that was available to them, the Norwegians created something called the Svalbard Treaty. People were able to mine as different nationalities, but Norwegians were the ones that actually had the final say. This area is seen as international land, so you can't be discriminated against for your nationality. So here we've got the Norwegian Longyearbyen, we've got the Russians or the ex-Soviet Union, Pyramiden and Batzenberg. It just feels like a settlement shouldn't be here, but somehow the people have persevered and have created this pretty cool community that we're really excited to go and find out what it's about.
Before we take you on our first adventure, we want to show you around the very unique place we are staying at whilst in Svalbard.
So it's Svalbard tradition to take off your shoes because traditionally as coal miners they don't want them bringing coal into the house. So everyone takes off their shoes before coming into any buildings. So this place is incredible. It's called Mary-Ann's Polarrigg, and it was started by a lady called Mary-Ann who took over an old miner's cabin, and from all accounts she seems like one of the funniest, sharp-witted, fierce women around. I think she must have been quite eccentric. She used to walk around with the coat of Svalbard on, which was literally a polar bear skin with the head still attached, and you can see in all the decor what her personality was like, and it's a mixture of like old historic mining pictures of people here, but also random, very eccentric celebrities and polar bears and stuffed animals everywhere. It's very strange, but I like it.
One thing we were very excited about was the chance of seeing the wildlife of Svalbard, so we grabbed our camera and headed out on our first adventure. This is Ida. She carries a rifle, and she is our guide. She has a rifle for one reason.
This polar bear.
Polar bears. You are required to have a means to scare off polar bears outside any of the settlements here in Svalbard, and you're strongly advised to carry a rifle, especially as there is a polar bear hanging around town at the moment. But polar bears are not what we were looking for today. We were mainly looking for the Arctic fox. On our search, we also found Arctic skuas, which are large seabirds, also known as avian pirates, or as Ida calls them, the gangsters of the skies, as they chase other birds until they drop or throw up their food. Svalbard reindeer, which are the smallest subspecies of the reindeer, with shorter plump legs, shorter necks, and even smaller heads than any other reindeer to help them deal with the conditions this far north. And also snow bunting, the most northerly passerine bird in the world. They are also called snowflakes. And we just heard what I thought was a dog, but it's actually an Arctic fox. Right behind these reindeer.
Yeah. But there's two barnacle geese about right next to him and they're not moving. Now they're flying.
Oh. What are you gonna do? He's going up there now.
He's so fast.
They are so fast, yeah. And it's a long distance for him to go.
Oh, he's eating something. He's got something in his mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
So typical when I forget my
We noticed our little friend was carrying something in its mouth as it was running up and down the hills, but we couldn't quite make it out. Can you see what it is?
He's got something. He's found something. Got it in his mouth.
At first we thought it was an old boot, and then a bird, and then a fish. But it just turns out this fox likes to carry a stick.
Oh my god, there's two. There's one over there and there's one over there.
How many foxes we seen, Paloma?
3!
3. 3 on that mountain.
Yeah?
Our tour guide Ida is helping us find all the Arctic foxes today.
I mean, you guys are the ones who had it.
No, you're doing a great job. And you've got the rifle to help us out in case
Just
polar
in
bears
case.
come.
Yes.
So is it quite rare to see 3 then, Ida?
Yeah, I've never experienced all 3 of them in the same mountain.
Really?
Usually I only see one,
Yeah.
and we don't see the others.
Well, we've had a bit of luck today, eh?
It was built this summer, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. For the bird club made this because they like to sit here and just watch the birds.
Aww,
Perfect, right?
Yeah.
I think I'd join the bird club if I was
You would.
Oh wow, look at that. Wow. Probably one of them got a fish and they're all going crazy. Like, what are you doing? Share it, share it.
During our travels, we don't usually go for tour guides, but due to the polar bear risk, it's not advised to explore the island without a rifle-carrying guide. Having a guide as enthusiastic as Ida, who was just as excited as we were to spot wildlife, really enhanced our experience and gave us an insight to some of the reasons she felt that Svalbard is a great place to live.
Can you hear the dogs howling?
There's a green dog up there with 300 dogs.
Wow.
And then there are Tommy with like his 60, 70 dogs. And I think there are 20, 40 more and 50 and then 40 more down there.
Oh my god.
They all set each other off, right? I bet it's so hard to sleep at night, right? If they go.
This
Is probably lunchtime.
Yeah.
We'd like to say a massive thank you to See and Explore for the opportunity to experience some of the wildlife of Svalbard, and especially for Ida for her knowledge and enthusiasm throughout the day.
Ida actually sent us a message about a week later letting us know our new favourite little furry friend was still carrying his stick about as he went about on his daily business.
So my favourite part of this hotel is this gorgeous, really cosy living area that you can just come down, take a bit of tea or a cup of coffee, is we were playing chess last night, and it's just a really, really nice area to just chill out when it's really cold outside. It's nice and cozy and warm, and you can imagine during those long polar nights, this is exactly where you want to be. And as the Norwegians say, it's very hygge.
Our last stop of the day is at the Svalbard brewery, which is in fact the northernmost brewery in the entire world. This is the founder, Robert Johansen, and we are here to try his beers that have a fascinating, law-changing backstory.
I mean, a little mind-free. For those of you who stay a little bit longer, you can visit.
Pilsner.
Was the Pilsner good? Yes. You like the
What's your verdict on that one?
I like it.
How many out of 10?
I like it.
Yeah, sure.
Robert moved to Svalbard when he was 22 and has worked as a coal miner and in the aviation industry here. In 2011 he opened a brewery, but he was told he could not make beer as a Norwegian law from 1928 prohibited the production of alcohol here.
What's the second one? Have a look.
Top fermenting beer.
Oh,
So the thing about wheat beer is,
It's a bit cidery.
even though
What's your rating?
Stefan didn't manage to protect the beer,
7.
Johansen rang up the government every month for 5 years, and eventually they changed the law and he could then make beer on Svalbard. He also got another law changed shortly after, but this time it only took him a week to convince the government, as I think they knew he would be calling for another 5 years otherwise.
Norway, as well as up here, have really, really strict rules on selling of alcohol, and they regulate how much you can have up here, so it's actually stricter than in Norway, believe it or not. So you basically get given, all the locals get given a card, and they can only have 24 cans of beer and 2 litres
this card
of
also
liquor.
dates back to the days of mining. And yeah, we have a store that sells flowers.
what's your verdict on that one?
And they have actual
What's your rating?
problems to get the flowers up here. Because if you bring them by ship, the flowers will rot, and if you bring them by plane.
The beers contain 2,000-year-old glacial water from the Longyearbyen glacier, and that is what gives their beers such a unique flavour.
I've never tried a
You
stout.
never tried a stout?
No. I've always been scared of them.
You've been scared of stouts?
It's quite nice, actually.
It's heavy, isn't it?
It reminds me of the Baileys. It's like
It's like-
Baileys of the beer.
It's like bitter like a chocolate or a coffee in it. What's your verdict out of 10?
10-15 minutes.
8?
8?
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of high ratings today for the beers.
And with that, our day came to a close. We had learnt about some of the characters that have shaped a special community here and give Svalbard its unique culture and feel. And we are excited to learn more as we explore this unique polar island.
I'm not sure.
Next time, we go to a remote Russian settlement. It was made for 1,000 people, but only 6 people live here now. Why would that be?
I actually feel quite emotional. The whole community built this.
You see, I have a rifle. That is to make you feel more comfortable.
Put it in your cup. What do you think of that?
It's like licorice on crack.
That, my friends, is one of the local treats, Dunder Salt.